Good evening, everyone. What's up? We are currently in the top 5 best SpongeBob episodes from season 4 and after. To start this off, number 5 is Gary in Love from season 7. Oh, we're almost halfway over. Gary watches a television show and sees a heroic act, which causes love. SpongeBob takes him to the park and Gary spots a lovable, attractive snail there. Oh, SpongeBob shuts off the TV before leaving. A tough snail who looks like a bully calls Gary a runt. That night, Gary sneaks out of the house and searches for the snail. However, he ends up back at the pet store fighting the bully snail and an aggressive worm. Anyway, the man from the show finds the lady with the snail and they walk away. The bully snail becomes friends with Gary and knows a dumpster where there's an abundance of seaweed noodles. Overall, phenomenal love story, and like that, male snail was a decent character toward the end. Ultimately, nothing was funny or unfunny. SpongeBob was not being idiotic. This episode focused mainly on Gary. Number 4 is Chum Caverns from season 6. This was another one of Plankton's attempts to steal the Krabby Patty formula. Plankton discovers a cavern deep underground by accident. It turns into a tourist attraction for Plankton, and he sells nuggets, chum nuggets, and souvenirs. Mr. Krabs finds out and sells Krabby Patties there. They fight and consequently they're trapped. The Krusty Krab falls underground and that's all. That was cool. The caverns looked epic and the fight was awesome. I wish that this cavern had been in other episodes. We are currently in the top 3 best episodes. Number 3 is Fresh Breath of Squidward from season 5. Squidward is sleeping and the two morons, aka SpongeBob and Patrick, are at his house to watch the sunset. Consequently, Squidward has an electric fence and he is accidentally electrocuted by touching it, causing him to be happy. He is friendly to everyone, including SpongeBob. Later, there's a party and SpongeBob is outraged when Squidward dances with Patrick. He yells at him and Squidward returns his fence, getting electrocuted. SpongeBob comes to apologize for his severity, but he and Patrick get electrocuted just as well. They are all grumpy. It was nice to see Squidward being nice, and it went well. Number 2 is The Lost Mattress from season 4. Squidward is 2 minutes late for work according to his watch. SpongeBob acts like a total drama queen meanwhile because the doors of the Krusty Krab are locked. Due to his back problems, Mr. Krabs arrives late and looks tired. SpongeBob and Patrick decide to buy him a new mattress at a giant mattress store. Anyway, they try out a lot of them and eventually find the perfect one. Later, Mr. Krabs easily falls asleep without realizing that his old mattress has been replaced. All at once, SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward surprise him and give him a card. Oh, it was made by SpongeBob and Patrick. Squidward wrote that it was his idea to get credit and to look good. SpongeBob tells Mr. Krabs that he got a new mattress and he threw the old one dump. Mr. Krabs becomes outraged and hysterical because it was all his money that was in that mattress. Basically, he faints and ends up in the hospital. According to the doctor, the only thing that will revive or cure him is his money. The police forces Squidward to retrieve the money-filled mattress because it was his idea according to the card. Anyway, the 3 go to the dump but have to get past a vicious green worm which is sleeping on the mattress and guarding it at the same time. Meanwhile, Mr. Krabs is thrown out of the hospital because he can't afford the room. To distract the worm, Squidward has SpongeBob and Patrick dress up as meat. Mr. Krabs lands on the mattress and the worm attacks poor old Squidward. Overall, this episode had a very decent plot. Too bad most of the other episodes don't have decent plots like this one. It's time to reveal the number 1 episode of before season 10. Warning, this list could be outdated, like the top 25 worst SpongeBob episodes countdown. Time for a recap. Drumroll please. 3, 2, 1. Number 1 is Enchanted Tiki Dreams from season 7. In this episode, it starts off with Squidward being annoyed by SpongeBob and Patrick as they scream when they throw rocks on their heads and mustard in their eyes at work. That afternoon, Squidward tries to make his time enjoyable by listening to music and painting. However, SpongeBob and Patrick become obnoxious by playing tag with an electric eel. Squidward gets tagged and cries under his chair. SpongeBob wants to make Squidward happy. As Squidward sleeps, there's a loud, endless noise from construction. Eventually, Squidward can't tolerate the noise and becomes unbearable. He becomes furious and opens his front door. A dream world is right in front of him, which is Squidward's Tiki Land. There's a waterfall, river, canoe, and some tikis, statues. As Squidward finds the serenity enjoyable, he rides a canoe in a tiki scene. Tiki, tiki. Squidward's Tiki Land. Patrick works at the bar and makes a delicious smoothie for Squidward. He is happy and impressed. He is so happy that he dances with SpongeBob and Patrick. He even paints a picture. They dance and Patrick accidentally knocks one of the tikis, which knocks another and obliterates the world. The water came from pipes. Squidward is speechless and sad, but has an idea. The only thing remaining was the boat, so it became a swing. Squidward rides it, which hits SpongeBob and Patrick one at a time. That was cool. SpongeBob and Patrick finally realized their stupidity and made themselves redeemable. I liked when they got hit by the swing. Overall, this was the most enjoyable episode for me. It would have been great if the Tiki World reappeared in another episode, just like Chum Caverns. Again, I'm sorry that your favorite episodes did not make this countdown. Ultimately, there are a few episodes that failed with great potential because of the dumb ending just to end the episode. Before I end this countdown, I have a few honorable mentions which some of you may not like, which were based on my opinion, of course. SpongeBob versus the Big One was close. Friend or Foe, and maybe a few others. Oh, Planet of the Jellyfish was actually one spot away, but I don't remember the episode very well. Like I previously mentioned, you're entitled to your own opinion. My assumption is that there will be another decent SpongeBob episode in the future. Someday there will be one. We might have to wait a year, 2 years, 3 years, even 5 years. Well, it's getting late, so I must sleep. Season 4 was the best season, according to how many episodes made this countdown, the ones that were likable. Good night. See you later.